Do you see all this mold up here, Max? Hopefully you wear a mask.
And this was concreted. Rodents were able to completely dig underneath this and get the concrete out of the way.
In apartment buildings, the biggest problems are often hidden in plain sight.
E206.
Today we're heading into an apartment complex just north of Seattle to see what's really going on underneath these buildings. Because the biggest problems are usually the ones you can't see. After checking in with the tenant, Don and Max prepare me for the first inspection of the day. In apartment buildings, attics often reveal problems most people never see.
Do you see all this mold up here, Max? This black stuff is all mold. And then for walking in, actually have to walk on like where these trusses are. So anywhere where there's like these, underneath them is the 2x4s. That's why you have to stand underneath it, a sheetrock, and you'll fall straight through it. Oh, so yeah, we have to walk on all of the trusses.
Yeah. What's the comparison size to the feces?
Squirrel-wise, it's going to be similar in size to a rat, but usually it's more plump and round versus the point at the end. And then you can see the droppings. Yep.
In apartment buildings, issues like this don't stay isolated. What starts in one unit can impact the entire building.
Yeah, that we saw that from the outside.
Yeah.
It's all.
Oh yeah, you can see it outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a hole.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Black mold.
This whole, like all of this. We're gonna have to. Yeah, like if you saw that, Alex, like this, the dark discoloration here in this plywood is all mold.
Oh wow.
So.
All right, you can come back down.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know how many times I've been up there.
Hopefully you wear a mask.
Yeah, most of the time I do. I mean,
Should be every time from my professional wisdom to instill upon you.
yeah.
I don't think we need to go into the other ones. I think we saw what we need to see in that one.
Yeah. The other one,
Mold in an attic is a huge problem. So,
especially back mold.
absolutely. So, I strongly recommend that be something that be looked at and addressed, and we can certainly figure that out as well. So, in this case, we run into, there's the pest control aspect of it, and if they want just the pest control, which is what she said, but we are always going to let them know, like, hey, there are a whole lot of other issues here that we're concerned with that we can address. However, it's up to them to decide what they want to pay us to do and what they don't want to do. Like we've shown up in that, I would recommend that they have full clean-outs, mold remediation. We'll look at the one-way doors and all the access points that we're aware of and the concerns, and then we're probably going to get traps in all of these units. So,
how long could a job? I mean, obviously there's multiple jobs within this scenario. How long does a process like this take to resolve?
So if we were to do this, where we have the Crawlspace side come out and do clean out exclusion work, mold remediation, trapping and removing, and all of that, we would probably end up sending 5 or 6 crews out here for this, and we'd block off like a whole week for it. I mean, this is probably a $7,500,000 job if we're talking the mold remediation and the attic work.
What we saw in that attic isn't just about one building. It's a part of a much bigger system that affects all of us.
College and white collar has kind of been pushed as the thing that, that's what your goal is in life. And the trades are suffering right now. Like, pest control is an industry that is extremely important. We protect the food. The whole food line is, based upon rodents not ruining it, insects not being in them. all the way to restaurants, ensuring the food that you're consuming at restaurants is safe, and then just your home living. It is an extremely important industry. It's just not viewed through that lens.
Yeah. Next, we're stepping into a home where small signs could turn into a big problem fast.
You saw it.
So yeah, when I had come into the kitchen, it was just like crawling across the countertop right here. And then I just...
Big one, little one, do you know
Oh,
comparisons?
picture.
Oh, yay, even better.
Try and find it.
Another little. Yay.
Even over there.
At least they're content.
Right?
My daughter was that way. She was a pretty, like, I hear all these horror stories about, oh my goodness, it was such a full-time job. My daughter was like the easiest kid on the planet.
Really?
Like she
My
she didn't cry a bunch.
He's got so much energy and
I've seen him. Zoom in on this.
of
Oh, it was a pregnant female.
Yet when you guys saw him.
So I don't know if you want to look at this, Alex. So this is, I can tell that this is a female. So this is what we call a new Utica. So this is an egg case. So that means it was a female who was pregnant.
Oh, that's a good catch.
So yeah,
Their baby.
yeah. And honestly, you're talking 50 to 60
That's
baby roaches that are coming out of that. So the fact that you caught that and saw it and killed it quickly is very, very good, because she would have, put that in a corner or a crack. You can put that. Thank you. A crack or crevice somewhere, and then they would have hatched out. And then there is no incest or anything like that when it comes to roaches. They will reproduce with each other, and it will expand pretty quickly. So good job on you for attacking that and putting a stop to it. So, so we're going to just take a quick look around. Take us just a few minutes here.
Sorry, it's dirty in there.
It is not. So you don't need to apologize. So just the same thing, Alex. We're just looking kind of in the cracks and the crevices, see if we see any signs of any infestation or anything like that. And obviously we haven't been to the other units. Sometimes you'll walk in and instantly you'll start to see them with your naked eye, versus somebody who's kept it fairly under control. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Does it look okay?
It does. Yeah, we'll talk to the HOA representative and let them know. Probably what we're going to recommend is that we at least come in and do some baiting. It's safe for you and the kids to be here. Excuse me. We put it in cracks and crevices, and no worries with the dogs or anything else like that.
Okay.
It's more of kind of just a precaution thing.
Sure.
But we'll correlate that all the way through the HOA if they want to go that way with it. So,
Okay.
all right. And if something changes, let them know. Like
Yeah.
communicate them fairly quickly. Hey, I'm seeing him again or something like
Yeah,
that. So,
for sure.
all right. Perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
But one of the biggest challenges in this industry isn't what they do. It's how people see it.
What do you think are some of the barriers that blocks other companies in the space from being able to hire or find good talent?
I think it's just a perception in general for those that aren't inside of the industry, that it's kind of just it's a non-glamorous job, so to speak. It's not viewed through the lens that, hey, we are keeping your home safe and healthy. You got pest-free living. A lot of times people are thinking, hey, Boeing, Amazon, these huge companies, those are the places that people are striving to work at, not realizing that, hey, there is a huge industry, and this is a worldwide industry, that you can get into and make a good living.
What we've seen so far is just one piece. What it actually takes to solve these problems is much bigger than most people realize.
This is our Crawlspace division. We ladies here do all of the scheduling, answer customer questions. But yeah, Susan, our office manager, and then Tim's our warehouse manager. He handles ordering everything, making sure that all the supplies we need. We have a whole process in the morning. We have 8 crews of 3 that are usually out here loading up. Our wildlife trapping stuff, gets stored over here. This is where we have basically pre-set up everything for the next day's jobs.
We've seen what's happening out there, but some of the stories behind these jobs are hard to believe.
This is a home that we just recently did. This is outside the home. This is the crawl space access to the crawl space. And this was concreted. And this is where the rodents literally were able to, before it completely set, but they were able to completely dig underneath this and get the concrete out of the way. And they're able to dig a couple of feet down
and get into that space. And then you can see that they just begin to defecate, urinate. These are on the heating ducts, so your air is passing through this and going into your home.
Wow.
It's contained, but these units, typically in the age of this house, are not sealed properly, so it allows airflow to go. So this ultimately ends up getting into the duct system and into the home. And then again, just more burrows on how they're able to gain access to the home. Pest control is viewed as one of the top 3 things in the modern era that has benefited life. Obviously as the advent as medications in the medical staff and medical field has improved, being number 1, but pest control has become like one of the most premier ones, simply because it goes all the way down through the food chain, all of that. So preventing damage to crops, damage to food as it's being transported and stored. So the food line and the food chain is completely, or at least vastly protected due to pest control. And then add to it the health and safety. Obviously, we know the Black Plague came from fleas on rats spreading that. Asthma has been associated with cockroach infestations. We know of all of the zoonotical diseases that rodents carry in a wide variety, all the way from raccoons, possums, and then all the way down to rats and mice. Keeping those populations under control, and then even into restaurants, ensuring that you don't have rat infestations in restaurants, cockroach infestation in restaurants, making sure that everybody who's eating is staying safe and healthy. And then all the way down into a home, ensuring that your space that you're living in and day out is healthy and safe as well.
The biggest problems aren't the ones you see. They're the ones hiding in plain sight. This is Local Service Legendz.